green light, go, go, go.
Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to tracc.eu GT3 Cup Season 25-2. We're in the summer season right now, starting out here, as you can see in the background, at Suzuka. We have the beautiful night skyline of the racetrack. Approaching. We are here racing with GT3 cars. A lot of different people on the track today, starting in this brand new season. It is going to be a beautiful 6 races spread over 12 weeks for the next 12 weeks. And, well, this is a beautiful start to it, I would say. I am here today. In the background, there's Psycho Kaiser broadcasting, and with me, Julian Strasser in the commentary booth, there is Charlton Bertoni. How are you doing, Charles?
Hello, hello. I'm very, very well. You've probably heard of me from the Nations Cup just a few hours ago, and I'm glad to be here with the big boss man, Mr. Julian, to bring you some action and enjoy what the teams can put together in a Team GT3 championship.
Exactly. Teams are also the case. So let's go right into how this championship works. We have 2 classes. We have a Pro class and an AM class, and those seem to be filled quite well. We have 18 people total for right now in the Pro class, and I think 15 people in AM class. So that is nice. And then there are also teams of 2 drivers, which can be either in one of the classes or between the 2. There are a bunch of teams actually that signed up for this event, so that is going to be.
Do you want me to read them out, Julian?
I mean, sure. Go ahead.
How long is the race actually? Because we might be here a while.
Well, for now, let's get into see the qualifying, because we're currently already in the qualifying session, and during the qualifying then we can go into the teams that we have, I would say. So out on track currently are all of the races. We currently see Isaac Umbras, who is of course part of one of the Technoburst teams.
Yes, absolutely. Alongside Isaac for Technoburst, as I quickly type away to go to the many teams that we've got involving Technoburst in. So there's Wild Things, ex-Technoburst, which have Amet and Alex, Technoburst Grip Runners, which is Nabil Nazran and Adrian Dubrovka, Technoburst Racing, which is Zul Akahara, and Technoburst Racing 2, which is Song KP as well. There is a lot of drivers and a lot of different teams to boot, so there's much to learn.
Indeed, and we'll have plenty of time. We'll also have 6 different races to learn about our drivers. For now, let us take a look at the drivers who are out on track right now. Agaston Bata right here, one of our relatively recent joins. I think the last 2 seasons they have been with us, 2 or 3 seasons. One of the Hungarian drivers. So here we have David S., one of the Polish drivers going off there a bit. Let's take a look at the replay there, what happened. Oh yeah, Degner too. That is easy to invalidate there.
Yeah.
And our current leader is, of course, Daniel Castellana, who has been here since the off-season championship, actually, that we recently had. The Continental Circus, where he was amongst the top races in every race, amongst the top 2, I dare say. And I think he even won the championship in the end. So he's going to be a strong contender for winning this championship as well. Which, by the way, we had a pre-qualifying to decide who goes into Pro, who goes into the M classes. And he was among the top 4, which are very close to another, alongside Alvin Wong, Alex Curto, and Julian Metzner, all of which are here today at the opening round.
Going to be interesting, I think, to see what Wild Things can bring to the table for the championship. They've both got 2 really strong contenders, I think, in Curto and Omet as well. So I'm going to see how they take on Suzuka today. Nice little mix of the manufacturers as well, I believe. So I have to see what they can summon today. I think we're looking in terms of quality times. Metzner has just taken pole at the moment with a flat 2-minute 0:47. Oh, bit of a
Which
moment.
is, I have to say, that is very good considering the Ford is very heavily BOP'd around here. It has the heaviest BOP with, I think, 19 kilograms added on top. So almost every other car has a negative BOP. And we're going on board. There we go, on board with Alex Curto for 1 lap around Suzuka Circuit tonight. You can see the beautiful Ferris wheel on the left as we come onto the start-finish straight. We basically have to go as good a run here as possible on the second longest straight on the circuit. Brake at about the runoff on the left there into the first few corners, which is a double corner section. And here we try to get a good run out of it as possible again, because we're now coming up into the SS section. Good entry speed is important, and keeping the speed high during these corners is especially crucial in order to get a good lap time. It looks rather clean there by Alex Curto as we come out of the SS section right here onto this long left-hander and into the Degners. Degner 1 is coming up here, braking at about 50, trying to cut on the inside. Oh, there's a McLaren off there. But that didn't affect Alex Curto too much, going through Degner 2 without a problem, and now coming up into the hairpin, where we go late on the brakes. Let's see, go for late apex. There was also someone off there in the hairpin. That was, I think, Jan Paul in the Ferrari 296. And now we are through what 100R, I forgot the name, as we come into the spoon section, and where we go for inside and outside and inside again. It's basically like a three curb corner, 3 apex corner, and now we are on the actually the longest straight on the circuit, which is the back straight, coming up into 130R. A bit of a lift, maybe a bit of a dab on the brakes. Nicely done there, and into the former Casio triangle. I think it has received a new name recently, where I'm not up to date, but up to the Ferris wheel we come again, and on to the start finish line. Yeah, it looked like a decent lap.
Oh, P2. It's P2. 2-minute 180 flat there. Very nice and tidy from Curto. I feel like at some parts he was really trying to just get the car round as reasonably as he could. I mean, the track's almost optimum at the moment, but it's just finding the patience to just get on the throttle with the Aston and get the most out of the car. I think jumping on board with Umbrus at the moment as well. They're currently on they were on a 2-minute 0.245, it's telling me via race control at the moment. They're a little bit down on their time now, but it's all to making that last corner. Mercedes doesn't go too bad around here. It's just a bit difficult at 130R where you're trying to shift the weight over reasonably, especially on race fuel.
Well, yeah, you're the professional there, but a bit unsettled here coming out of the last corner, losing a bunch of time there for Isaac Umbris. This is not going to be the best lap. However, there are still more possibilities for him. There are a bunch of other drivers currently up on their time. Julian Metzner currently in the lead is one of them. Almost half a second up on their time. So looking to be the first one into the 159s potentially, which is... Well, it is to be expected, to be quite honest. It is an optimum circuit. It's rather cold. We know how ACC works. The colder the track, the better it generally is, I've heard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the forward here doesn't go actually too bad, to be fair, and that straight line speed is still quite tremendous, even with a BOP slapped on it. I mean, he's up on his time now. Oh, it gets a bit squirrely. He's lost a bit of the delta there. Does he make it up in the braking? I think he does. Curbs over. That was a generous portion of curb, wasn't it? I think it's going to be an improvement on the time.
It looks like an improvement. Almost 2/10 up on that time. It looks like the first 59 is coming here. And we have it, 59.942. However, Alex Curto is coming.
Yep.
Wow, that is a 59.692 from Alex Curto, putting down a benchmark here for everyone else. And not even Daniel Castellano is looking like he will beat that right now, even though he is 3/10 up on his time. However, being 5.7 down total, that will not... I think the maths is not mathing right this lap. Maybe there's some time to be gained in the last corner. However, not enough.
Well, you say that. I think Castellano is going to be in a really decent time, possibly P2 here. Going to be close. P2. Oh, by a smidgen. Oh. By a mere smidgen. Scientific term,
nice.
Of course.
This is exactly what we expected. However, there's one time crucially missing so far from that. Elvin Wong is currently exiting the pits, I believe, or still in the pits. That is one of the times that we are going to have to look out for as they come around, as Elvin Wong comes around, because former champion, of course, as we see Francesco Cali going off there. That was, I think, on the exit of the Degnus as well.
Do you think Elvin Wong was just sat there just doing his warm-ups quickly, seeing how everybody else goes before he cracks his knuckles and goes for it?
I mean, the mental warm-up.
Yeah, yeah, the mental warm-up, I should say.
Oh! David Veres looks to have gotten something the wrong way around at the exit of 130R. Quite a lot of people there having a bit of issue, it seems, at the Casio Triangle. Let's take a look. Yeah, David Veres going farther. Oh, yeah, that was sketchy. We have to remember there's a large skill spread between different cars around here. So there is going to be different lines, different braking points being taken into different corners. So there might be situations like this coming up, especially in the race if we're going to the lapping portion of it. So it's going to be fun, well, hopefully fun, to see some clean overtaking actions going there.
That's the trouble with Suzuka, though. When you're getting stuck behind somebody and you're trying to find that maneuver past them, it's quite tight in some of the lines and some of the corners that you can actually make that move stick. And all it takes is for that driver ahead just to have a bit of awareness and just push you out in terms of just keep the car in a stable, good line. That it's going to be difficult, but I think given the variation on the field, there's going to be a lot of close racing between the AMs and the pros as well. And if teammates are getting tangled up, it's not going to help the team championship either. So we have to keep an eye out for that as the race goes on, to be fair. Quali is definitely hotting up. We'll have to see what Alvin can produce. Even then, I think if you've got a bit of a budget behind you and you are a team owner, I think Elvin Wong is somebody you certainly would want in your car currently. As you can just see them glide through the lap. Oh, that is a flat bit of road. There we go. Mr. Wong currently throwing that Audi around, and it does sound delightful, doesn't it?
It does sound amazing. Well, there are a few cars which, to be honest, I think have a more robust sound than the Audi. However, going very hard there through the darkness. Alvin is really giving it his all.
Yes, certainly so. I mean, the Audi goes quite well here. The acceleration's really good, especially coming out of these turns. You'll just see it here. Just the way it's able to accelerate out really will advantage it, especially in the race. Even with the higher fuel loads, and you're facing Fords, Mercedes, you're a little bit slower off the line. So I think Wong's going to have a really good showing here.
Well, slower off the line is good that we don't have a standing start then. So we have a bit of a more even acceleration as we see Kuna Lucidato off in the beginning of the SS section. Maybe a bit of grass just having stopped there in the gravel. Well, not quite sure what went on there, but far off the circuit, so at least not impeding on other laps.
Yeah, no, certainly so. I mean, Elucidator, when it came to the Nations Cup, I don't know if you caught it earlier, Julian, but they're really having a bit of a hardship with the Mercedes around North, just trying to find the right balance with it. And other than Ferrari, I mean, similar sort of issues there. I think what? I'm not usually speechless for these casts, but Alvin Wong, take a bow, please. I mean, what a lap. I don't know what to necessarily really cover about said lap, but that is a lap and a half, isn't it? I mean, 58.9 has put Kurto in the box a little bit by the looks of things. I mean, Julia, I haven't seen much of Wong, but I'm very much looking forward to see what they can produce from a race pace. My lord.
Well, it seems that Alvin Wong wants to continue having the championship. Like, this is really a hammer being put down there. What's a lap? So, yeah. And I think Alex Curto is also thinking, what is going on? Immediately jumping into the pits.
Knowing him, he's probably scanning all of his setup and looking at his Motec data to find where he's gone wrong there. And I sincerely don't blame him. That is a lap from the gods from Alvin Wong. And the craziest thing to me right now, they're still going quicker. They're up half a second. Like, what is going on in that Audi right now? They are pushing like nobody's business. Here they are through 130R, under the Panasonic, through the Dunlop. How much speed can you carry through? Oh God, it makes me churn my stomach. Just about holds it.
That was invalidated. That was invalidated.
Oh,
that was too far off. Yes. That was half a second up on their lap time, and now giving a bit of space to the car in front and going for it one more time. This is the last try that Alvin Wong has. Alex Curto still in the pits. Alex Curto is happy with his time, which is, in all fairness, 4/10 up on Daniel Castellano in P3, but not. Well, still bested by Alvin Wong, who is now up 2/10 already after the first two corners.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, Wong is just on a mission. You know, like I said, they did their mental aerobics, stretching, whatnot, had a bit of water, hydrated, and thought, well, I guess I'll just have to crack out the Audi and give this a go. And surely they are giving it a right hammer and tongs here, coming out of this section. They're up nearly 4/10 already. I mean, Alex has got a mission today if they want to put this on P1, and they seemed fairly confident speaking to them, you know, before this cast. I think there's definitely going to be a little less confidence and a bit of scanning in the Astons to do, see where the pace can be found. A little bit of a change as well.
I'm going to take off my commentator's cap real quick and put on my league admin cap real quick, as Alvin Wong is up almost 7/10 on their time. I was really looking forward to Daniel Castellana especially joining this championship, because I thought there could be a bit of a challenge for the championship, make it a bit more interesting, you know. But seeing this by Alvin Wong, he really doesn't want any sort of battle on his hands. He just wants to drive away and continue having the championship title in his pocket.
Absolutely, and I think you can see it with Wong now, just the agility that Audi is producing. They don't invalidate it here. They're up 6/10. It's looking very good. They might run into a little bit of traffic. I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, this is going to be something.
Oh, God.
Surely not under a 58. Surely not under a 58. There's no way. No, it's not. It's not going to be, but it's going to be close.
A low 58.
58.2. Everyone, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing while you're watching this, but take a bow, because that is a lap from the gods. Produced by Alvin Wong in the 61 Audi. A free agent, no less. Not even part of a team. And wouldn't you want to sign that up? What a talent, truly.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually part of Team WRT's esports segment. Like, what is going on here?
Honestly, absolutely sensational scenes there. And I think that just about wraps up quali. I'm sure the Wild Things garage is probably up in arms at the moment, thinking, what is in that Audi, and can we have a look at it? My lord, what a lap.
Oh,
I think it's
my God.
quite close, though. I think looking at most of the field, the pro category, you know, some really close times, to be fair, and some new attendees, and Schwer, who's put it in P9. You know,
there's going to be quite a lot of nice battles here between many of the drivers in the middle of the pro field, or for the AM lead, for example. There was a very close battle, which we didn't see much of, between Said Sadi and David Verish for the lead in AM, for example. But we will see the battle of that unfold over the next 60 minutes. For now, though, let us take a look at the grid. In P1, we have starting Alvin Wong, followed by Alex Curto on the front line. Then we have Daniel Castellana and Julian Metzner. In the second line, Isaac Umbris in P5, Agaston Butter in P6, Sasha Dechkov in P7, and Marcel Sutz in P8. There we go. Shiber in P9 and Akihara in P10. David S in P11, and the first of the AMs, Said Sadi in the Honda in P12. David Ceres in 13, Kuna Lucidator in 14, Tim Smith in 15, Eric Hutter in 16, Edgar Herrera, Bentley, beautiful to see, in P17, Gary Slater in P18, Slutkus in P19, Cham Cholo in 20. Welcome back, Cham. Alex Latheres in 21, and Kali in 22. G Fox in 23, Montes, the second Bentley, in 24, Tong in 25, and Paul rounding up the grid. That is a 26-car grid, half of which are in Pro, half of which in AM. You could almost not hear my affiliation here for Bentley. Best brand, sad that they don't continue officially in GT3. However, this grid will be interesting to look at. So many battles that can unfold and will unfold. But for now, the question that I'm asking myself, and I'm sure many of you are too, will Alvin Wong just drive away?
Looking at it, I think on the race pace, the Audi is going to be a little bit more skatey. It doesn't do as well on the fuel compared to the Aston, in my view. I think you've just got a better long runner in Curto's car there in the Aston, and Curto knows how to get it done. He knows how to navigate the circuit quite well. So whilst Wong's been a bit of a hot lap hero, it's really going to come down to who can just manage the delta a bit better and that consistency. I think Audi's going to spin up the tyres quite harshly. You've got Castellana behind, who's going to be in the Ferrari. Yeah, again, a pretty good runner over that hour stint. And the strategy's really going to have to pay dividends here. It's good. It's all going to come down to quite a lot of factors, to be fair. Metzner and Umbris as well. I mean, I've seen these two be quite close previously. I've not seen much of Bater Dekov. So it's gonna kick off, I reckon, especially in that early corner, and then towards the strategy stints. Really beautiful liveries, I have to say as well. I'm not biased in saying this. The number 95, fantastic livery. Couldn't imagine who gave that. Here we are. Oh my god, it's not even downloaded. We're going to have some words here at track. There's been some problems. Oh my lord, and somebody's outside revving it up. Nevertheless, with that in mind, just to sort of reel off some of the teams on the formation lap. Forgive me if I miss anything out and you watch this back. You can mail it to me directly. I will not answer. We've got Evis Motorsports. We've got Wild Things X Technoburst, Phoenix Racing powered by View TV. We've got Oreo Racing, sponsored. Technoburst Grip Runners, Technoburst Racing, Grip Runners Racing, Geek Squad, Impressor R1 Racing, Speedstar, OPR Off Pace Racing, WMM, Wuru Baggy Racing Team, Dynamic Esports Academy, Technoburst Racing 2, Team Flying Herring, Throttle Titans, and a load of free agents to boot. So, I don't know about you. I think there's a few Technoburst cars. What do you think?
There are a few Technoburst cars. Yes, we actually talked about this before the broadcast. Yeah, so...
I think Red Bull have turned up and taken on a few of the slots. I don't know what the hierarchy is for Technoburst, but we'll have to find out as the series goes on. I'm sure.
I would rather compare it to MotoGP, where like until last season, Ducati had like half of the grid. So yeah. No. Anyways. It is different teams. They're just all driving under the same banner, and it is beautiful to see that they enjoy racing with one another. That is, I think, the main thing, as the cars will soon go into double file. I think after 130R, that is on Suzuka, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely right, Julian. And it's all going to start to kick off now. It's that calm before the storm, isn't it? Really, just it's one of those electric moments, I think, for a championship where, your season starts here. Everything is to play for. There's no set, there's no set rhythm at all. Any track, it can be anything. The result is what you make it today. It's what carries on your championship. And within teams as well, there's not just the drivers' championship, there's the team one, there's the strategy that goes behind it. Who's coming in at the right times? Are there going to be any sort of team games played at all? Trying to get an advantage for the other side. But, that is all to witness here at tracc.eu, and I am really excited, let me tell you. And so we're coming up to the lights for today's round. Julian, I assume I'm calling off the green?
Yep.
Lovely jubbly. So, here we go. Green lights, and we're going to be running down to turn one here. Aaron Wong seems to have a pretty decent run. Curto is under pressure from Castellana and Metzner. Holds his own, but a big hit there. It looks like Metzner is straight off, and that is going to cost them a position, but they're back with a vengeance coming behind. Umbras here, riding up alongside, asserting a bit of forward authority there, and they're going to put themselves P4. Castellana makes up that place, and it's all going to lead from behind. It is a slalom of pro to drama here at tracc.eu's initial round, and a massive shunt, a huge amount of collisions there happening. What happened?
I think it all started with one minor collision at the beginning between where Eric Hutter was involved. I saw that yellow flag. Oh yes, and just coming to a standstill in the yeses. That is never going to end well, and this is already where one of the key aspects of this championship comes into play. We have a 50-minute pit window for one mandatory pit stop. And so that window opens 5 minutes after the race starts. So there are going to be a few cars now with damage. Will the cars keep it out until the start of the pit window, or will they go in immediately and have to go for two pits? That is something that we'll have to look at now.
I'd hate to be a race engineer for one of these teams right now. You've just got so many variables to really consider, especially if you got mixed up in that skirmish. But the big winners here. I mean, you're looking at Sardi there in the number 8 for Oreo. leading the Anfield at the moment, kept their nose out of trouble, and are chasing up towards the Pro class as well. Very close. I mean, there's little to divide most of this field, and it is impossible, literally impossible, to cast all of the action coming into this sector here. The Honda doesn't go too badly, but it's nearly off. Cast a curse and a half. Sardi peels off there and gets overtaken. I believe that is by Smith, and that is not going to be a brilliant end to that first lap there. It was looking all too smooth, and there's going to be work now to do. Oh, dearie me. Batter at the moment, P6, looking not too shabby at the moment, quite close behind.
Daniel Castellana still in the top 3 there. Yeah, it seems like there are one of the cars that we lost there in the beginning tumble was Veres, who qualified very well, but is now much down in the AM grid. So Tim Smith now in the lead for the AM class. However, the battle for the Pro class, it has not separated as far as some might have assumed. However, I mean, to be quite honest, there's already over a second gap between the top 3, all of which, as we see Marcel Sus being followed by Chever, one of our new drivers for this season. One of the last minute joinees that actually made it in, because I was in talks with them, going a bit deep there, it seems, compared to Marcel Sus, different lines being taken. Yeah, different cars have different lines through this hairpin. Some do double apex, some do single apex. Yeah, but this has been an electric start. Much more clean than it could have been. However, just one incident and it all unfolds.
Oh my. Slater at the moment trying to hold off and advancing to 07 there of Verez. Verez trying to get the run. Going to hold it wide. That's the McLaren doing McLaren things. Mercedes. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Mercedes there, though, is going to power through. It's going to be through 130R. It's going to be brave. It's going to be bold. It's going to be enough. I think that is going to be a position change there. Verez moves up past Slater. Very bold move, I have to say.
Beautiful move, and probably aided by the fact that the Mercedes has a very high torque. So good acceleration out of that spoon corner, as is side beside the Dash Sashadekov and Agaston Bata. The battle for P6 right now between the Bulgarian and the Hungarian, as they are directly behind Isaac Umbris, our lead American driver. Our lead US American driver. In all fairness, yes.
Well, I have to say there's definitely a bit of a train forming behind Umbris at the moment. And it's Peter Tong, unfortunately, is going to be out for this race. I think that's the first casualty that we've got for today. A very unfortunate one. Umbris at the moment leading ahead of Bata, Dekov, Zux, Chue, Eze. By the looks of things, if I butcher names, forgive me. But it is looking... it's looking quite racy behind Umbris at the moment. I would not like to look in that mirror. Pit window's going to open.
Pit window's going to open and Peter Tong is out of the pits. So this is basically exactly what I said earlier. It seems like Peter Tong was not able to continue racing without jumping into the pits early. So they will have done the repairs now and will be quite a lot down without having the mandatory pit stop actually finished already. As we see, Tim Smith is currently leading, being followed by Zula Kihara, who is currently... second to last in the Pro class, trying to catch up to the rest of his grid.
Now, if you're Tim, I reckon you want to try and keep Akihara behind just to give you that buffer to Sardi, in fairness. I mean, I think Akihara is quite pacey at the moment, but McLaren here, it doesn't go too badly. Nice and grippy front end, traction aplenty, great aerodynamics here. But the Aston, it's definitely putting the pressure in the mirrors, asking the question, knocking on the door. Is there an answer? I think there might be towards the inside, and yes, there is. Akihara sails through there. I think Tim Smith just gets the better of it, but Smith is going to fight back and look for the cutback at the moment. Very nice and pacey, and it's going to be very nice for Sardi. Sardi at the moment eyes it up behind, looks to coast left and right. It's going to go to the inside. It's going to be quick. I think there's a bit of a pace difference there. Just got a much better exit. Sardi looking to get the move done. It's pretty neck and neck. Who's going to be quicker? No, Sardi is going to keep it. just about. My Lord, Julian, you're going to have to hold my hand. I cannot take it anymore already.
What a move there by the Honda, being followed by a McLaren and a Bentley. What a grid we have. Beautiful to see so many different manufacturers battling it out as well. And Said Sadi just really capitalizing there on the issue that Sula Kihara basically caused by forcing that overtake. Edgar Herrera here trying to defend from Veres, who was very quick in qualifying, had some issue early on, as we have a stop-go 30 for Peter Tong in the back. That was probably speeding into the pit lane early on. So Peter Tong now has to do the stop-go 30 and cannot even do the mandatory pit stop during that. Eric Hutter is now in for the mandatory pit stop. That is going to be repairs plus mandatory pit stop most likely. So maybe the undercut of the century. We will have to see that. For now, Said Sadi is trying to gain an advantage on the rest of the AM grid.
I have to say, I mean, Sadi being recently signed by Oreo, no less, who don't have a livery for that car. Whoops. Currently actually leading the field quite nicely. I have to say, a little bit of a in the background there. I just caught Chanchulo having a little bit of a moment, just coming out a bit wide. Edgar Herrera though has got some pretty decent pace, sailing around in the Bentley.
Just now, unfortunately, to Veres. Veres is on a mission, getting back to the front of the AM grid.
Oh, absolutely, 0.3 behind T. Smith at the moment, and it's all sailing out wide, really pushing the limits on that high fuel load. It's going to be a collision. Well, dear, that was a bit brazen, wasn't it? I think that was a bit much. Edgar Herrera is going to make up that place again. Veres, the anger, the aggression is just getting a bit much.
And Jamchulo is now also back into the fight after going a bit wide earlier on. So this is now a 4-car battle back again. With the Bentley going for a move, but not braking late enough to overtake Tim Smith here for P2 in the M class. However, Tim Smith going a bit wide here on the exit, and wow, this is... David Veres is coming close again. Holy...
Oh, it's just all who's going to get that better exit into the left-hander here and just be able to get on that power. Oh, someone coming off. Oh my Lord, what is going on? Veres. Collision. Herrera keeps in front.
Veres tried to go for the undercut there out of the corner. However, Herrera, well, protecting the inside, has the inside now for the Degners as well, and is able to keep it in front of Veres. However, going a bit wide out of Degner too. And crucially, Tim Smith is far ahead of the duo of Veres and Chanchulo now. They have all to catch up again.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be rubbing their hands, aren't they, Smith? They're looking in the mirror thinking, thank you very much. Please keep fighting, because I need to pull away and try and make up a bit more time now. I was about a second down my lap compared to Sadi, and I need to catch up to try and get that P1. Having a podium for your first race, not a bad showing whatsoever, and that is exactly what Veres is trying to do at the moment. I mean, we're just coming up to the field, back to the pros now. It's going to be close into 130, I believe. Yes, it is. Elucidator. Oh, just looks behind. Oh, my Lord. The racing here in Europe is brazen, let me tell you. International drivers, but just such an aggressive grid. I love it. Oh, fair exit there for the triple five car. Struggling a little bit left and right there.
Both of these drivers are not known for being rather passive. Let me just put it like that. So it might all kick off coming up soon as... That was just a minor bump. That was okay. The stewards are not going to be worried with that. However, if that is a sign for things to come... Whoa.
I think it is. I think you can hear it in the way that Kun is currently pushing the car at the moment. Really grinding the gears here, and it doesn't look like they're properly getting the apex fully in there. I think there's just a little bit of overdriving and being stuck in the dirt. Yeah, it really just doesn't help the tyres whatsoever. You can see Akihara behind now, being a bit more opportunistic for the Technoburst team, trying to pick up those points.
And see who Akihara dragged with him. Said Sadi, the front of the M class, is now up with the rest of the pro grid.
I mean, Sardi in terms of the points in and out. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but they don't have to push. They're currently P1. All they need to... Oh, it's a big moment! Huge moment there! Oh, no! What happened there?
That is David Ash turned around. I think it's just on the exit trying to cut.
Couldn't just span. Oh, no.
Didn't even get to the switchback.
I think that was a collision from Sardi behind as well. I think there's some damage on the front of that Honda, which is this is exactly what I was saying about you're in P1, you've got it to play for. You just need to keep it cool. Wait to the stops. Don't cook those tires. But inevitably, sometimes with these battling and these multi-class events, you just can't predict those moments. You may try and get that move done, but it's gonna make it more difficult now to keep that P1. And Smith is at 0.7. Go on.
Yeah, Smith is catching up, exactly. Smith has seen that all unfold in front of him and maybe thinking the exact same thing. Maybe I have an aero advantage now. And that is going to come to the test, especially here on the straight, where Smith has the possibility to catch up. Doesn't look like it currently because Said Sadi is better in the slipstream there of Gun Elucidator right in front. However, Zula Kihara, it looks like, is gone and is trying to catch up with the rest of the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sardi at the moment is absolutely just flying, trying to catch up to Elucidator and just trying to put a bit of a buffer between themselves and Smith and Perez, who are absolutely flying as well. Dekov at the moment, now 0.5, 0.4 at the moment, coming up towards Batter for P6 at the moment. And, you know, it's all points. The season is long enough that these points will really matter coming into each event, and it does weigh on your mind when you're fighting for a championship and you want to make those places up, that every move counts, every bit of strategy that you can muster to put yourself just a bit ahead, just to ease out those points. It really matters for that long season.
It is really a sprint championship in the end. It's only 6 rounds, one of which is a drop round, so you can basically lose one of them as long as you're doing well in the other 5, everything is fine. But really, it's only 5 rounds and only 5 one-hour races, to say, as such. Dekov is coming very close to Augustin Butter on the back straight, but not close enough to go for an overtake into 130R. So yes, as you said, every corner counts, every overtake counts, every point counts.
Yeah, I mean, especially I think in this situation, Dekov, we saw it in the Nations Cup and what they can do with the Nissan. I mean, the boost here is really immense, and that's where Batter is. Oh, that weaving, it's a bit much, isn't it? It's almost sizing up. All right, look, are you going to go left, right? Where are we going here? You decide, I'll decide then. Oh, lovely stuff there from the pair of them in terms of the battle there.
If I was live steward right now, that would receive a warning from my side. However, yeah, the stream will have to do for now.
Yeah, I think that. Hang on a second. That doesn't seem like one move, does it? Oh dear. But at the moment, Batter is keeping ahead just about. The Nissan is going to find a bit more traction coming out of the corners, as in, well, a bit more traction, a bit more acceleration coming out of the corners for the boost. But Porsche is not bad here. It goes pretty well. Sardi is looking for a move.
I think Sardi's getting held up there by Conor Lucidato, as Tim Smith here is coming on the inside now. And I think that came as a bit of a surprise for Sardi, going off the line right there, losing the position to Smith, losing the position to Veres as well. Veres is the one in front now.
Yeah, I think it was Veres who sort of pushed off Sardi there, and then because of that, Smith was able to make up the position. Oh my. How was that not a bump? I'll never know. Oh, that was a bump. Oh, that's disgusting. Sorry, Akihara, but it's sad.
You could put a piece of sheet of paper between the two and it would hold. Like, come on, that was so close between the two right there on the exit. That was millimeter work as Kuno Lucidato goes a bit off there. Potentially could have a better exit now, but loses it a bit. And Kuno Lucidato now challenged by the front of the end grid. David Vanish for EV's Motorsport side by side with Kun Elucidato, going for it into 130R. No, backing out of it last moment. Good decision there, because that is not a corner you really want to go too wide into.
Yeah, no. Oh, no. Perez! What happened? What happened there? It was looking all too good, and then
what?
All of a sudden, there was a collision. Smith has just rode into him. Oh my! Oh, that's going to be another one as well.
No, but it looks like Smith's got the better of it in the end. Yeah, in front of the M grid now, it seems.
Yeah. So the way it's coming. Oh, sorry. The way it's coming across is you've got Smith in front, Sardi second, Perez third in the M class. But
yeah,
there's too much going on. Help me, Julian.
There's so much going on between these top three there, and honestly, okay, mid-season there can be switches between class from Pro to AM or from AM to Pro. What I'm currently seeing, it looks like David Veras might be quick enough for Pro class. However, keeps being an incident which would, well, of course, hamper over a stint the time. If you cannot hold it together, we would have to look at the incident that happened in the first lap and see if that was their issue. However, currently they just have to keep it between the white lines, it seems for me, and they would win this race just in terms of pure pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at the team standings at the moment as well, there's just plenty of difference all on the field. Phoenix Racing, and at the moment they're not super up there in terms of the points. I mean, Avis currently not doing too bad either, you know, across the team championship. I'm really interested to see how that shapes up. I'm a little bit of a geek for the team situation. Whoa, Perez pushing really hard there, and they're going to go for the move. Forcing the agenda there, forcing the agenda. Sardi just has to hold the inside. Who gets the better launch? I think it was Perez. Perez possibly cuts for a little bit too close, but maintains the position. Sardi is going to have a run on them, though. Coming up to this section here, Sardi is probably going to look towards the inside. Are they going to think a bit better of it? They're going to ask the question. Perez cuts it across, sort of trying to hold up the exit there of Sardi at the moment and gets it done. Perez in P2 at the moment. Smith up ahead, 2.5 seconds-ish away from these two, and I think Smith is starting to slowly get away with it. He's trying to inch the gap out a bit more and a bit more. But the one thing you have to pay attention to, and Julian, I have to say, is going to be the pit stops.
Someone was turned around there. That was Kuno Lucidato. Oh no, what happened there on the exit of the S's? Oh yeah, that is a classic error, just going a bit too wide on the exit there. Coming to a stop there on the inside. Okay. I say Sardi's also turned around.
What happened? Oh no, Honda. The power of dreams hits once again as Sardi sails away.
I mean, what hurts to see are the hits of the wall there at the end, but good on him for at least not rejoining into oncoming traffic.
Sadness for Sardi. It's been P1 and a little bit of a slip down the grid. There's still plenty of the race to go. There's about under 40 minutes to make those places back up in. But I think that the question needs to be asked now, you know, are we going to go for this earlier pit stop now, repair some of the damage maybe, and try to fight in the free air, get these laps down to make it back up? But that's a question I think only Sardi is going to give us the answer to eventually.
Oh, there was a slow mecha there, probably a lapped car letting everyone past, as Sasha Dechkov is still following Agason Patze here, trying to get a bit of lay of the land. Let's put it like that. Because from what I can tell, Sasha Dechkov is not the most experienced racer. However, has seen a very nice improvement over the recent time where they have been racing with tracc.eu. So Sasha Dechkov really looking at what this potentially more experienced racer Arslan Bata right in front has. Even though the cars are quite different, there's still something a Nissan can learn from a Porsche.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dechkov in the Nations Cup was quite pacey and was able to take the podium position of P3 away from Perkins, and they had a really good result. I mean, a few collisions, a few moments, absolutely, but absolutely on the pace with the Nissan today, and just trying to reel in a bit more, settling a bit more into this GT3 field. And I mean, they're up against some tough names. You've got Wong, Kurto, Castellano, Metzner, Umbras as well. These are some of these people are some well-established names in tracc.eu, and it's not easy to go toe-to-toe with them. I know that for certain.
Yeah, and well, let's just say, while they might be inviting to let someone new join and help them on their path, they might not be so inviting when that driver suddenly comes knocking on the door and says, "Hey, I would like that position now, please." They will defend their positions, no matter if the driver is someone new or someone established.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just see it on the straight here. There's no love lost between the Porsche and the Nissan there. I'm actually quite surprised in the Porsche that it's been able to, on that straight with the start finish, maintain the gap there in the straight line. I was expecting a little bit different, but we jump on board with Slater as Slater skates and finds the apex to go and challenge Herrera. Julian, cover your eyes, because I think the Bentley's in trouble. Slater.
It's defending well. The Bentley's defending well, and it has a wide butt, so it has much to defend with.
You say that, and it is definitely hauling some butt, that's for sure. Keeping the two Ferraris of, I believe that's Pole and Slater behind at the moment. Both of them about half a second away from each other. And the Bentley, I have to say, not going too bad here. And it's only one place away. There you go. There it is. There's the early stop there. Sardi's going to peel in.
Well, early. You say early. It's only 6 more minutes until the mid-race. So I think this would already be sort of in the pit window for normal mid-race pit stops. Just 1 or 2 laps earlier than usual. Said Sardi will have to do a bit of repairs probably because of hitting the wall there when he lost it earlier in the Degness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's a bit of a debate as well. You know, do you want to repair that damage? Do you want to cost yourself that extra time, or do you just want to get as quick as you can out, get into the free air, put the foot down, and just try to make up the delta? Because these people are going to be fighting, and they're going to be really close for a while, costing themselves time, battling, and that's time you're going to make up. The seconds that it will come down, especially when you're in those fights and you don't want to give up positions. So naturally, I think Sardi making this pit stop could really put them way back into podium contention for the AM classes. We're just going to have to see.
Now here's my theory. As we can see, the Bentley, the second of the Bentleys, Darren Montes, currently following G-Fox. When it comes to pitting, should you pit repair damage or not repair damage? It is mostly a matter of gut feeling. Does it feel so much worse that I have to pit, or does the delta of the times look so much worse that I have to pit? It's a feeling thing about that. You could make it scientific and say, okay, do some quick maths in my head, see if the delta is a certain amount over it, and if I have 5 seconds of repairs and I lose 2/10, would it be enough? As Jan Paul going for the inside there and goes later. Not quite pulling through with it though. But yeah, I think it's mostly a gut feeling and potentially a tell on how good someone is at doing brain maths.
Yeah, a lot of it is feeling with the car, and it depends if it's just bodywork or suspension. I've had it in Enduros before where, you know, you have a little bit of a tiff and you're just thinking to yourself, are these tyres now going to last that longer duration than I thought coming into some of the longer races? I mean, oh no, Callie's, oh no, Callie, my friend, what's happened? Oh.
Yeah, I think everything already went wrong for Carly since the beginning. I think was also involved in the first lap, big one. Oh, as Jan Paul actually goes for an overtake on Gary Slater here. Oh, that is a challenge now. And it's lovely to see that this went as cleanly as it did. Jan Paul having had a few issues in previous races with cleanliness. However, this was a beautiful move here, overtaken as Carly is off track again. I think just trying to save the car back to the pits to get some repairs in. But yeah, Gary Slater, will he accept this, or will he fight back immediately?
I'm sure the Grip Runners team will be on the radio, whipping the back of that Ferrari, telling him to get a little bit of a move on there because there's points up for grabs. And Pole at the moment, while they're at the pointy end, there's still plenty of time. They've both got to pit. A Schwer pits now for Team Oreo as well. That's going to be their pit stops done. And Slater, when do you decide to jump in the pits and try and offset that gap? Slater at the moment is under pressure by the looks of things by somebody behind. Is that blue flags? That is a lapped car unlapping itself, I believe. Oh, it will.
Oh, that might be Eric Hotzer, pro driver, who had to go for an early because of the incident at T1, had to go for an early pit stop. Yes. So this is now Eric Hotzer unlapping themselves, but probably a lap down because they already had the pit stop, something like that. So
yeah. I think I just saw Schwer's car there with a bit of damage on the rear aero as well. So, and they were running quite nicely in the nicely in terms of their position. So we're gonna have to see if they repair that and what they come out of the pits with. Tim Smith at the moment running 11th. Perez. Whoa, it's getting a little bit close. I think that the pit stop from Saudi, and yeah, I think people behind are going to have to start to think, maybe I should take that pit pretty early because these two are going to get a little bit feisty. Perez sizing up the gap, asking the question again, where are you weak? Seeming to get the Mercedes in quite nicely, actually. Oh, Castellana has peeled into the pits now for one of the first. The stop. Oh, Perez inside. Oh, they're going to get it done. I don't think you can fight that, my friend. I think Perez is going to come. No!
Perez very passive. Perez very careful not to cause an incident there. Props on them, but this almost looked like a done deal there.
It really did, didn't it? I thought the hands were shaking and that was going to be a place exchange, but absolutely not. It seems as if Smith is going to hold. Akihara peels into the pits now for Technoburst 0-2. Perez, though.
Whoa.
They just won't stop. They just can't stop. These two are inseparable. Oh, man. Perez at the moment seems to be climbing on the back of Smith, but Smith playing it very defensively, holding the line, cutting off the apex speed to just get the McLaren out of there in a decent delta. And I have to say, as a McLaren driver myself, previously, those tyres, they will be suffering. They most certainly will be suffering.
I'm confused, actually, why both of them did not pit just now. It would be, just mathematically speaking, the optimum lap to pit right over the middle of the race, basically. So it's kind of confusing to me that seeing Daniel Castellana here, well, not unlapping, actually for position, overtaking Edgar Herrera here, but being on different pit cycles. Why they didn't already pull into the pits last lap around, why they decided to fight instead. That is just losing them time at the end.
Well, Curso's peeled into the pits now as well. Maybe a little bit of a position change possibly in the top three, we don't know. I mean, Wong is in the distance just having a picnic, but it's still getting racy in the AM class at the moment for it. These two just don't want to yield for red. Oh, Smith has a moment.
Smith is turned around, lost it completely on their own there. It's so easily done in Spoon as well, I have to say. Just going a bit wide. Yeah, a bit wide there.
Oh, Smith.
And rejoining the circuit. Yeah, that is what catches them out easily. Horrible for Smith here. Very good for David Veres. who is now alone in the lead for Ram, as Isaac Umbers and Alex Kurter are currently in the pits. Sasha Dekhov is again still on the back of Agustin Batza, and we see Darren Montes coming out of the pits.
What happened here? Let's have a little look. I think this was a pass for position, possibly. Absolutely was. That was a very close one, wasn't it? I think Perez has just peeled into the pits now. It's saying on my race controls, same as Isaac Umbras and
On this
Herrera.
drive-through for Carly, it just gets bad to worse for Carly with the drive-through now.
Oh, Lord. Pray for Carly, everybody. Oh, dear. Well, the strategy I can't keep track of, even I have an Excel sheet open and a map. Honestly, it's all getting very mixed up in terms of the strategy and the grid at the moment. Sadi obviously was pitting quite early for the AMs. Wong's going to pit now. Ooh.
That was. I think that was on point. That was just exactly on point.
Well, it's either that.
Wouldn't
So
surprise me.
we're about to find out.
We're about to find out. What this means, however, Julian Metzner is also peeling in, so will not take the provisional lead. Also going rather quick there. Oh, it always looks sketchy when you're entering the pits at Suzuka, to be quite honest.
I need some heart medication if this carries on, my lord.
Let's see if Agustin Batza continues the trend. He also peels in.
Stop
Oh
it.
my god. Yeah. Break. Oh.
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 Listen,
They're risking it. They're risking everything. But that means Sasha Dekhov. Sasha Dekhov is in the provisional lead. I think this is for the first time in an official tracc.eu event that Sasha Dekhov is in the lead of a race. How many laps will they get out of this? I'm always a fan of doing something like this. Just get the lead laps, even if they're on pit cycle. Doesn't matter. Had the experience.
Absolutely. So, Koto is coming out and will come past. Let's not. Huge! Foxington there. They must have hit the wall. There's no way they kept that out of the wall. What happened there?
It seems like driving lines colliding. G-Fox maybe going a bit to the right there while there was still already an overlap.
Oh my god. Wow.
Got that save! Whoa!
Foxington just said, watch this, everybody, and let me whip out my best Tony Hawk's impression with a sick 360. Fantastic work there. Don't know how they kept that out of the wall.
Was it a 360 or was it a 720? I think it was twice around.
I think, yeah, you're right. Is it 360? Oh, I actually thought it was a 720. I've been gaslit. Oh, well, anyway. Well,
honestly, it was, no matter what it was amazing, as Tim Smith and Gary Slater are now in the pits as well, leaving only 2 people out on the grid who have not done the mandatory pit stop yet, which is Dekhov and Seuss. Seuss especially is a driver that is also looking to get got much improvement under the belt for this season, because in the Continental Circus, which we had during the off-season, did very well, Marcel Seuss there. So looking to bank on that and continue their improvement journey. It looks like either there's some lights turned off or this is a replay bug. I hope it's a replay bug. Oh, that was too late.
Oh no. Oh.
I think we just witnessed the death of a race.
I think we did as well. That's got to be a penalty. Oh no.
And everyone, please remember, it is not a commentator's curse if it happened before the commentator said anything, so it will not be my fault.
I have to fully agree with that one. We're gathered here today to mourn the death of a sad race there, because it was going quite well for Dekhov. A nice debut, I have to say, but just a little bit too racy. I think that if they get away with no penalty, I will eat my glasses. I really will. Oh dear. As it stands at the moment, Slater is trying to catch up to Herrera. Herrera is in P4 for the AMs and has a pretty decent showing. Pole has put it P2 at the moment for the AM class, and it's been a right mix-up at the moment, I think, with quite a lot of our grid.
Dekhov is leaving the pits.
Dekhov leaves. What is it going to be?
Sub 30. That is so unfortunate, but we knew it. Unfortunately, we knew it. Like, that was just too late on the brakes. Unfortunately, it's a stop-go 30 and not a drive-through. It could have been either. But
Yeah,
like
it's,
this, I mean, if it's any good in this situation, the pit lane at Suzuka is darn short. At least it's not Spa. Let's just say that. At least it's not Spa.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Not a pleasant experience. Tim Smith being hustled once again. Tim Smith getting chased by a pro car, of all things. The 408 of Ez.
Yeah, we saw Ash earlier getting turned around in the hairpin. So Ash trying to improve, get back up to the pro grid. I mean, at this point, it's just about pride, about not finishing behind the AMs. It's gonna be very hard for Ash to eke out more points. However, giving up is also not the answer, because there might be stuff happening, like Dechkov getting a stop-go 30, which comes into play. So, always race to the end.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the lap times at the moment in terms of who is setting what, and some of the quickest drivers obviously being in the pro class. We've got Kurto, who's 2-minute flat 0.82, but then you've got Wong, who's doing 59.042s.
Actually, the best lap is a 58.7 by Wong. So
yeah, no, it's just looking at the last laps, and the best lap being a 58.7, pretty much quali pace with full fuel. I don't know. Oh, I don't know what Wong had for breakfast, but I really need to order some myself, because that is fantastic pace.
Maybe some butter chicken, who knows? Something spicy in any way. As Alex Latheras going for a bit of a drifting. I know we're in Japan, but that doesn't mean we have to go Kansai Dorifto.
Oh, what happens here? I think it's just the balance is off. Drops it. Oh, wait, what? What happened there? That was a bit odd.
I think Alex is driving, well, Latheras is driving with the setup from Alex Curto. So it's also a bit of getting used to setups right now between the two.
Maybe Curto doesn't like much wing. That could be potential. Whoa!
Oh, that was a scare.
They say when in Japan, I guess, if you're going to be holding the back tail out there. Oh, I think the Oreo pit wall was holding themselves quite tightly, seeing that, but keeps it out of the wall and keeps going at the moment, as they've come here for their debut today, as I put my Oreo jacket on and pray. Let me say, Akihira at the moment, 33 behind Bata. Bata's 7.2, 7.6 away from Umbrus. So, I mean, the pro class, there's still plenty in it. Metzner has been taking time at Castellana at the moment.
Yeah.
Wong is going to take back their lead as Sux enters the pits.
That's the last of the mandatory pit stops being done there by our Hungarian, as Daniel Castellana may be starting to feel the heat now with that Ford Mustang being just, let's get the first update, 1.4 seconds behind. Oh, you don't want to see either of two cars behind you. That is number one, the Bentley, and number two, the Mustang. Those fill out your rearview mirror like nothing else.
Tell you what does fill out your rearview mirror on a straight line. The Lexus. One car that I am very sad. One car that I'm very sad is not in this category. Damn it, people, sign up in the Lexus. I am not sponsored. However, no, there's no Lexus. There's no Lexus.
Not today. Maybe in upcoming rounds, because not everyone who signed up is participating today, which is fair enough. We have a drop round, and Suzuka in the night can be a challenge, as we have seen already. As Tim Smith now, really close with David S. David,
it's got to back out. I reckon you just back out here. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you just let him go. Maybe even get some time from the the both in McLarens. Edgar Herrera.
Herrera. The hero Herrera in the Bentley is going to be Bolshy. and punch their ticket to P15. The battle is still ongoing.
How is he? Okay, acceleration. Okay, Bentley acceleration seems to really work out well, and the straights maybe are not long enough for the. Oh, what is going on? That was the pit entry wall. That was the pit. Must have been the pit entry wall for him to rotate that violently. Oh yeah, unsettled.
No.
Oh,
Body.
Beyblade,
Oh,
Beyblade, let it rip.
Oh my lord, Tony, no! Oh, Team Oreo have started opening up their wallets, and I don't think there's enough of a budget currently to get a repair bill out. Oh lord! Oh, Darren Montez as well.
That's what I get for making fun of an Honda.
Oh no! And the oh, it was that momentary snap that just took Montez off. And that was it. Oh, Sardi's the car's written off. I think it's not looking good.
You know what the biggest problem is for Sardi, since he crashed into the pit entry the wall.
Go.
He has to take a full lap around to get to the pits. So that is going to really hurt their race.
17. I mean. It looked like a vicious hit. I think that race is completely undone there for Sardi. That rear, yeah. Oh my, yeah. That's a meatball flag. That actually is a meatball flag. It must be. Yeah, Sardi's race is undone here today, unfortunately, and that is going to put Team Oreo well down in the points, unfortunately.
But he is continuing like a trooper. As Con Elucidato, it also goes a bit off.
Moments before disaster, the camera cuts away and saves our eyes. Edgar Herrera currently P17.
Edgar Herrera must have lost because
Metzner and Castellana.
Oh yeah, Metzner is now in front of Castellana already. So an overtake already did happen between the two, but will Castellana immediately fight back? Does he have the power or the tires to fight back? That's another question.
I know that the Ford loves to munch fuel and tyres like Lunchables almost. And I think it's just about pulling away, BOP taking it in line. Castellana, you know what? The psychological thing here is he's just trying to size up where the gap is and where that Mustang is going to be weak. But I know for a fact that Metzner's had some pretty good pace at the moment, but it really struggles at these S's here. You can just see it. It is an absolute wild lad coming around these S's at the moment. Castellana's just trying to size up where they can find where there's a bit of room to squeeze and put the pressure on. The door is open. Metzner's left it open. The doorbell's been rung. Castellana, how brave are you? Very brave. Little touch there. Both in the sand. One in the sand. Castellana loses out. Oh, little flash of the lights there. I think that tells you all that needs to be said without any voices being spoken.
This is an important battle as well for both of them, as we see Sasha Dechkov on the back of Tim Smith now. This is not a battle for position, but a battle for pride. One that Tim Smith is not very eager on fighting, as Dechkov goes a bit too far on the inside. But the battle between Metzner and Castellana is very important because it is between 16 or 13 points for the championship. So that is 3 points, basically, which you could win or lose with one overtake, and Castellana will surely want to get those.
I mean, Castellana has caught right back up to Metzner. I don't know if Metzner's actually waited or not.
Potentially.
Yeah, it looks like that. I think Metzner's done the gentlemanly agreement there to sort of just put them back into a bit of a battle here for the last 15 minutes of tracc.eu's opening event. Whoa, downshifting a little bit hard there. I don't know how I felt about that. My gut went, could be a white engine, we don't know.
We don't know. These cars usually have downshift protection, so it shouldn't be too bad. But stuff might still happen. Let's not hope that anything happens, as Daniel Castellana is still on the tail. of Julian Metzner. And it looks like the Ford is eking out a bit of an advantage on the straights, but when it comes to the corners, then the Ferrari has the advantage again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just those S's. It's going to be such an issue for them. Castellana for Team Flying Herring at the moment. Quite nicely in the points. That's going to be a bit of a position change at the moment. As Paul is going to be overtaken by Dekov. Perez up ahead and Smith behind. Smith P3 for the AMs. It's been a pole in P2, looking punchy, bringing the points back for Phoenix Racing. Earlier in the cast, I was saying I think Phoenix Racing might be a little bit out of the points here, but Pole is certainly making me eat my words, Julian.
Well, Jan Paul, this is certainly a great comeback here after having had a few issues in Continental Circus. So, I mean, on track, no pun intended, for a podium position here, Jan Paul. So that is a great showing by the German driver.
Yeah, absolutely. The pace is looking quite good now. They're starting to pull away a little bit more from Smith. Smith did a 2:04.8 last lap. Pole
Did you
with
just say pull away? Oh no.
Oh no. It was an accident. It was an accident. Don't have me fired. Don't have me fired. Pole did pull away a little bit more. Metzner though, it's getting dicey in the battle for the last podium position. 3 points on offer. Metzner, a free agent at the moment. No team formulated for them, but they are pulling away for the podium positions. Foxington at the moment, B18 at the moment for Team Fox VRC X-Baggy Racing. Hutter! Oh no, the other Phoenix Racing car has had a moment. But where has that moment come from and how did it happen? I'm going to guess it was a bit of grass. Yeah, there was the loss of traction there, and it's going to be a spin. Just collides with the wall. That is going to be all that she wrote for Hutter there.
You know, I'm not at all angry about the pun of Paul pulling away. I'm just angry that I haven't thought of that.
Listen, these things come to me sometimes, okay? I have my moments and my flashes of brilliance.
I mean,
but,
you are a Brit. You have home advantage when it comes to puns, as we see Eric Hutter. No, that's not Eric Hutter. That's the Porsche of Erica Sombata actually lapping Montes here. Nicely let it through there. But yeah.
Very nice stuff. I mean, Dekov at the moment trying to get a place up in the pros. It's all going to be points to play for Dekov. Very close. Eze and themselves are having a good old skirmish, and it is getting very tense down to the wire. Nearly 10 minutes to go in the opening round of Track's GT3 Cup Championship. Even I have lost my mind. There is too much going on. Julian, what's your predictions? What are you thinking?
My prediction is that Paul is pulling away for P2 of AM.
God damn it, it's getting quite racy here,
is
though.
really battling here for this position with David S. Guys, this is just for 1 point. You don't have to stake your entire career on 1 point. Come on.
I think they will. It's all about the pride. It's all about the pride, and that's going to cost Dekov a lot of places there. It's not going to be necessarily in class, but it is going to put them right down the field. That little tap just putting the Nissan out of shape, and I'm sure that is going to be a rhetoric that continues through the championship as Wong gets the back seat with a bit of popcorn out in the Audi to seeing that unfold. At the moment as well, Shui 0.5 away from Akihara, trying to make up a place, and the laps are tumbling down at the moment. It's getting quite close here. Technoburst versus Oreo here. Our new Dutch driver, tracc.eu, against an established veteran in Akihara. I mean, you know Akihara quite well, don't you, Julian? Tell me, what are their strengths coming into the circuit?
Well, I can tell you one of his weaknesses. He never replies to any snaps I send him. But apart from that, Zul is actually one of the steepest improvers that we've had recently. Starting out back when we still had 3 different classes with Pro, Silver, and Am, being the Am champion, and then from there, it just kept on improving. It's a steady improvement for Zool each season, each race, getting that little bit better when compared to the rest of the grid. And I think it is really paying off here for Zool Akihara, in a good position right now. Being on track behind Marcel Seuss is already a great testament to your skill. So Sulakar should be proud as we switch over to the battle between Jan Paul,
my
who's
lord.
defending
This is
from Tim Smith and Gary Slater.
This is for P2 in the AM class and
Oh.
P3 respectively. Oh my lord, it's all getting racy. It's Ferrari or McLaren on Ferrari. It is quite the sandwich, let me tell you. I don't know what it tastes of, but we're about to find out. Smith at the moment lining up behind, but right behind Smith, it looks to be Slater just trying to find a maneuver past.
That is not Slater.
That's not Slater?
That
is Foxington. Sorry,
Ledcar
I've not
Foxington.
I've not got my relative on. What a sausage I am.
No, it's not. It's Elucidator. Okay,
Oh.
Ledcar Elucidator. Well, good on Elucidator for not interfering in
Dekov.
this. As Dekov is off again. From bad to worst. Like,
Oh, Dekov. Disaster for Dekov there.
everything was looking so great. Then the stop go 30. We witnessed it live. It was not a commentator's curse.
Sorry, Smith's had an off. I've just seen it on the relatives.
Oh yeah, Smith has it off.
I've had my cursor hovered around that Smith there. Oh, what happened? Turned around.
Turned around in the hairpin. Easily done.
Oh no, and Smith's going to be completely out of the podiums now. It's going to be Perez, Paul, and Slater, and Tramchulo in P4.
What an amazing return to racing for Chamchulo, who has been off for a few seasons from track. Previous stalwart of racing here, but now back in P4 for the M class. That is a great showing by the Argentinian, as we see Darren Montes.
Castellana!
As Castellanos getting a drive-through. That must
my
be
God.
for track limits.
Yeah, it has to be. Castellana, what a disaster. That was not meant to rhyme at all, and if it did, I'm sorry. But Metzner's going to pull away with P3, and it's going to look very, very smooth now coming up to the last 6 minutes. Anything but smooth for Castellana. Umbris, quite an established veteran here, is going to peel into the pit. Zooks as well has had an off. By the looks of things, had a little bit of a moment here, and it is going to pay dividends for the people behind. Schwer at the moment is 0.6 away from Akihara, and the pro class, it keeps juggling around. You just don't expect it. You think in the last minutes people are going to be playing it safe, but anything but at the moment. It is just absolute cinema.
It is absolute cinema, and we'll have to see who can take advantage of this situation. Isaac Umbris is coming around, and Isaac Umbris is now in front of Daniel Castellana. Agustin Batza might as well be able to capitalize on this situation. Yes,
close.
just barely in front.
Oh. Bassa brings it back to P5, and it's going to be looking pretty good coming into the last 5 minutes. You've just got to hold. But Castellana, they're pacey, they're angry, and I'm sure for a fact they're going to want those points back.
Well, definitely cannot, well, most likely cannot get all of the points back. It looks rather set for the top three right now. There's a whole lot of space in between those. However, Castellana wants to save anything again.
It's going to be a collision. Pushing each other closer. Castellana on the outside.
Oh, what a move!
How have they kept that? How have they kept that? They had no space, no room, no chance, but they make it happen. I think there's nothing in it.
But Batza had to play his part
Yeah.
as well in this situation, not
Absolutely.
letting a bit off the gas out of Degna 1 there. Well done by Batza for not forcing the issue. That could have ruined both of their races unsavably. So well done for not forcing it there. Castellana now back in P5 and will try to catch up to Isaac Umbras. However, that might not be in the cards anymore. What might still be in the cards is Rick Shewer going for B8 against Sula Kihara.
So I'm just going to change my hat to team principal, and I've had full faith in the abilities of Schwer since we've signed into the team for approximately 1 hour, and I fully believe that they have the opportunity to overtake the Technoburst ahead. Now with my casting hat on, it's going to be a close battle, and I'm sure it'll be fair.
And it will also be an interesting battle to see what Darren Montes can do. Oh, this is Eric Hutter going through on G-Fox. And will Darren Montes be able to capitalize on this situation as well? Hutter is through. Darren Montes, good run here out of the corner.
He's got to run, Julian.
He's got to run. He's got to run. The Bentley's got to run on the outside. I'm getting deja vu. We've seen this before. Deja vu. Feel like I've been in this place before. But this time, it's not going to work out. G-Fox is trying to stay on the inside, is succeeding. What a defensive action that Shewer is attacking.
I can't take it. I can't take it. It's either whichever hat is on, I can't take it. Schwer at the moment is going to be still chasing Akihara.
Montes is gone. What happened here in the SS?
Montes, our resident Bentley magician, has magicked himself into some kind of collision or spin. We're not sure how.
Oh no, it's too much off the curb on the inside.
He dropped it. Oh no, Montes.
Oh, and that means both of the Bentleys have suffered some sort of issue during this race. Not good for the Manufacturers' Cup.
So I think Team Moria are on the blower here. They're telling Sali to hold up a little bit, Akihara there, and then just let Schwer pass. That puts Schwer a little bit closer. The team games are certainly being played, let me tell you. I've not been on my phone, I can promise. But at the moment, Dekov is looking quite close. Oh! Comes past Smith, just about.
Nothing against your team, but the team games for the team that was founded an hour ago, yes.
I have many phones and many hats. What can I say, Julian? Schwer at the moment, still all over the rear, and there's only a handful of laps left in it. Schwer trying to find where they can find the pace as someone goes off in the background. I'm not sure who that was, but I think we're going to ride still on board with Schwer. Schwer at the moment looking superb. Verez still P1 for the AM class. Schwer looking to try and make these places up to P8 in their debut. Looking pacey, holds to the outside.
Akihara very wide there. Oh, and the Brown settled on the exit.
There's going to be a change of pace though. I think it's going to be Schwer. Schwer is looking superb. Dancing that McLaren right in the slipstream of the Technoburst Aston Martin. Let's see the difference between the two cars. Schwer thinks a bit differently of it, keeps it nice and clean. Doesn't look for the overspeed here. Akihara has to go defensive. It's going to be close. A dogfight aplenty. Psychology is being played as he's looking left and right. Who gets the better exit? I think it's Akihara. I think the door's closed for another lap of racing. But it's not over yet because Chamchulo is on the back of Slater.
This is the podium battle for AM, for the third step of the podium. Gary Slater, a previous AM champion, and Cham Chulo. Honestly, I don't remember if Cham was even an AM champion ever. I don't think so, but he sure wants to try and do it this season, especially with this battle here against Gary Slater, who went a bit off there, a bit sideways. However, kept keeping it, and the beautiful Ferris wheel in the background. Don't get distracted by it, as I do.
Argentina versus Britain in the battle for P3. I've got to say, it's something special.
No.
Schwer. Oh, it's looking close. Slater, can you hold off? Chamchulo goes wide, but it's going to cut nicely for the apex. This is when the tyres have really run their course, though. I think this is looking up towards the last lap now. I'm not sure where Alvin Wong is, but it is
the last lap. Alvin Wong is out of the deckness right now, so
this is going to be the last lap. Oh, my head can't take it. Oh.
Vasquez went white there, it seems, in the... That's one way to take the corner, I have to say. Fair enough. That was that was a bit more than Kansai Drifter, unfortunately, though. A bit too much.
Absolutely. Schwer at the moment still on the rear of Akihara. Can they get it done? Oh, wait, what's happened there? Is there a bit of... Oh, no, it's 0-4 still. It's looking close. The race is not necessarily over yet. Something must have happened. There was a bit of a flashing of the lights there.
But they will have one more lap because Alvin Wong is a few cars behind them, so they will have one more lap to battle this out. As Alvin Wong is making his way across the final corners, 130 are there, beautifully taken. Alvin Wong, we have not seen anything of him this entire race, which is a testament to his skill, a testament to his pace, being able to drive away from the beginning and dominate the entire race. Alvin Wong has won the first race as returning champion. Alvin Wong is looking to put up a strong defense for his championship.
Wong will wonder how they can actually manage such a great pace. Chamchulo looks pretty busy. Trying everything. It's not going to be enough. Slater is going to end up P3 for the AM class. Fantastic stuff.
Oh
wow! Perez, Pole, Slater is your podiums for AM class. Wong, Kurto, Metzner is going to be your podiums for the Pro class. But what's going on here? Umbrus, they're coming around.
Umbrus will be in P4. Seems pretty set here. Only one more corner left to go. There is still the battle going on, though, between Chevere and Akihara. Chevere will want this position. It is for 1 point, but also bragging rights.
Absolutely. It would mean a lot, I think, it'd mean a lot for the Oreo team to get a place over Technoburst with them being such a long-established team, I'm sure. But it's going to still take quite a lot of work.
And Alex Leatherus went through on G-Fox Foxington on the exit of the Spoon curve here. So it's looking to get that position sorted out. And Chevere is still behind, coming onto the back straight. G-Fox going for a lap. And Alex Leatherus is around.
Leatherus is a disaster. It's a disaster. The scripts couldn't write it. You couldn't predict it. And if you tried to, they'd call you mad. Leatherus there, the last corner, loses it into the grass. Unbelievable scenes. Schwer, 130R.
And we're coming into the last corner, and it seems like Chevere is still behind. Oh, very defensive. They're not giving any slipstream by Soul. And Soul has done a defense.
Let's just have a quick look at 130 or what happens. No ACC, please.
Oh! That is some crazy battling between Chevere and Soul Akihara. However, all fair and square in the end, I would say. Nice battle by the two. Absolutely amazing. And well done, everyone involved.
That was sensational stuff. What a fantastic opening round. I look forward to the points calculations and seeing who ends up where for teams as well. It's so much to unpack, Julian, my lord.
Exactly. But first, let's go through the final standings. We have in the Pro class Alvin Wong winning the race in front of Alex Curtin and Julian Metzner. Isaac Umbrus, Daniel Castellano, and Agustin Bata are the next three. Then we have Marcel Sus, Sola Kihara, and Rick Chevere. That's the top 10 are rounded up by the first of the AM drivers. That's David Veres. Then we have the next Pro driver with David S., who had a few issues that we saw. And then AM P2 is Jan Paul, followed by Gary Slater in P3, who had a battle with Tam Cholo, who ended up in P4 for AM class. Then we have Sasha Dechkov in the Pro class. Behind that, we have Tim Smith and Edgar Herrera in the AM class. Tim Smith was battling for the M for a while there. Unfortunately, it all came undone towards the end of the race. Eric Cutter then in Pro class, followed by the M's of G. Fox, Foxington, Alex Leatherus, Darren Montes, Slatkus, Sadi, and Kali being the finishers, with Kuna Lucidato finishing a couple laps down, and Peter Tong retiring after 8 laps.
So much to unpack. It was undoubtedly one of my favourite debut rounds I've ever watched or casted. It's been brilliant to be here. Thank you so much. Honestly, what a time! Truly, what a time.
Suzuka always brings out so good, amazing racing. I think we all witnessed that today. so many battles the entire way through, multiple battles the entire time. This was just a great opening to the season, as you've already said, and I can't wait for the next round, which will be in 2 weeks from today, where we will also be streaming again on this channel, and the race will happen at Indianapolis. Now that is a very different circuit to this circus. I already said.
Yeah, honestly. Oh man, well, I certainly would love to be there. I hope you all are too. And I guess until the next one, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we will see you in the next round. Today in 2 weeks, same time, same channel. Thanks everyone for watching. I have been Julian Strasser. With me has been Charlton Bertoni, and in the broadcasting booth has been Psycho Kaiser. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the racetrack.
Bye bye.